Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm excited because I'm going to be sharing a product with you from a company that I've heard of and that probably a lot of you have heard of too, but it's a relatively new product from a company called Rumpl. And this is a backcountry puffy blanket is what they call it. But they've had a blanket for a long time, which I've heard of, I've seen around and stuff, but this one is actually designed to be tougher, warmer, and lighter than the previous version. So basically what you get with this is a ton of extra value for a pretty reasonable price. So again, I'm going to walk you through this thing. I'm going to show you the dimensions. I'm going to kind of open it up. I'm going to show you that it's got clips so you can wear it. There's all kinds of ways to use this cool little blanket, but also as you can see, it folds down really small. So if you're looking for something that's not going to take up a ton of space in your kit, this is going to be a good option for you. But again, I'm going to walk you through everything to do with the Rumpl Backcountry Blanket in this video. So if you want to learn more about it, stay tuned.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip.
All right, guys, so as I mentioned in the intro today, I'm talking about this backcountry puffy blanket from Rumpl. This is a one-person. They do come in a one-person or a two-person, so you can get like a bigger one to share with your significant other, or you can get a solo one, which is mostly I am solo most of the time. My wife is okay with camping, but it's not her favorite thing. So most of the time I'm solo. So I wanted the single one, which is why I picked this one up. All right, so to start off with some specs for the backcountry puffy versus their old original puffy blanket, the backcountry puffy is 20% warmer than the old blanket, and it's 25% more packable. So the nice thing is it folds down even smaller than their old blanket. Another thing is they've toughened it up, and now it's using 50D ripstop as the material for the blanket. So it's made specifically for overlanding, camping, that sort of thing, being used in the outdoors and being really rugged. I keep this in my drawer system in my truck. So because it's so small, it's just nice to have something like this. If the weather dips a little bit right now, it's about 65 here where I'm at. But tonight it's going to get down in the 30s, low 40s. So when it gets a little bit chillier, I'm going to be pulling this thing out and maybe even using it around the campfire just to kind of keep warm. And then when I go up into my tent, I'm good to go because I've got the Rumpl in addition to my sleeping bag. So if I get a little chilly, extra layer. So let's head to my tailgate of my truck, and I'm going to actually open this thing up and kind of show you guys how this thing opens. I'm going to show it to you in comparison to myself so you can get an idea for the size. I'm going to walk you through the dimensions and everything, and I'm going to show you how to clip it and kind of all the features of it. All right, guys, so one thing is that this doesn't work like a traditional sort of clip, like there's no pinching or anything like that. It actually kind of fits into a groove here, so you push it forward like that, and then that's what pops it out. Then you're going to unroll the roll top there, and then you're just going to pull the blanket out. Now, as you can see, pretty good sized blanket. I went with the sea moss, I believe is the color, which is kind of like a blue outer and then a green inner. So one cool thing to point out that I really like about these is that there's this little zipper pocket in the corner here. So if you were, using this, let's say, again, around a fire or something, or if you're going to sleep in it and you wanted to throw your wallet and or your keys or something in there, you could store stuff in here so that you don't have to worry about having them in your pockets or rolling over and setting off your car alarm, that sort of thing. You could just sort of put it in this little storage pocket in the corner of the blanket, which is just a cool extra feature. So another cool thing about these Rumpl blankets is they have this, I'm assuming it's proprietary clip system that allows you to sort of daisy chain these together. So you can see there's kind of like a little skinny pole and then a little clip there, but you basically just put those together like that. Now this is what allows you to kind of wear it as a cape. But again, if you had, let's say if you had two of these single blankets like this, you could put them side by side and you could actually attach this to another blanket and then make it into a double, which is really cool. I mean, again, it's just the little stuff like that, the extra thought that goes into this that makes it such a cool product. All right, so again, the fact that it comes with a roll top stuff sack is really nice because I personally hate having to fold things up and try and get them to fit the way that the manufacturer got them to fit. Now that I've, unrolled this blanket, I'm never going to get it back in the same way that it came from the factory. There's no way. But the fact that you can just stuff this in, it's so malleable. The fact that you can just stuff it back in there makes repacking this thing really, really easy, and I'll show you that here in a second. Another thing to point out that's really cool about these Rumpl blankets is that they're made of 100% post-consumer recyclable plastic from like bottles and stuff. So like everything from the shell to the NanoLoft insulation on the inside, everything is made of recycled goods. So it's really a cool thing that they're doing to both help the environment and offset their own carbon footprint by making stuff out of recycled materials, which is really cool. All right, so again, I have the single. I'm about 6'2". The dimensions of this are that it is 75 inches long and then about 52 inches across. So again, for one person, I mean, it's at my feet right now, which I can't even get far enough away from the camera to show you, but I'm dragging it on the ground and it's up to my chin. So I like that a lot, that it's not like a lot of these blankets that I've used before, or especially heated blankets for some reason, maybe to save cost, they make them super, super short and they're not going to fit you and your feet are going to be hanging out one end, or it's going to come up to your belly button or something like that. This thing is 52 inches across, 75 inches tall. So for someone like me that's 6'2", this is perfect, right? It's going to go down. I can curl it around my feet and stuff if I'm cold, and I can pull it right up to my chin and I'm good to go. So just a really simple, really nice, high quality, made of recycled products blanket, right? Then these things clock in at about 150 bucks. So they're not super unreasonable for a big name brand with a lot of nice features like, you know, the clips that allow you to daisy chain them together or to wear it like a cape. But so let's talk about weight also. So this thing comes in at about 1.79 pounds. We'll call it 1.8 pounds. So it is pretty light. If you're a backpacker, that may be a little bit on the heavy side, but for like overlanders and stuff, I've got a whole truck. So the fact that this folds down into that little small bag that you saw means that it doesn't take up a ton of room, and less than 2 pounds is absolutely nothing for a truck to carry. So again, I keep this in my drawers so that whenever I go somewhere, I've got it to throw out. Let me show you how to put it on as a cape, just so that you know how that operates and how to do it, because it can be a little tricky if you have never done it before. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to show you a couple of kind of final features, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this thing and whether I think it's worth it for your money. So let's show you the clip thing. So basically what you do is you take it long ways, wrap it around yourself, and then your two clips will just come together. So those same clips that I showed you earlier allow you just to clip this in just like that, and then hands-free, you know, these flaps will get kind of out of your way. You can access things, but if you're sitting in a chair or something, you know, you've got this nice blanket that pretty much covers you all the way up. So again, sitting in my chair tonight when it gets a little bit chilly, having this thing and being able to kind of wear it as almost like a sleeping bag is going to be really nice. And I just really like that for this lightweight, you get this much warmth. I mean, this Nano Loft insulation really does a good job of keeping you warm. And again, I had to take my sweatshirt off. It's about 60 some here right now because I was getting too warm with this blanket on top of my sweatshirt. So it definitely will keep you warm. Will it keep you warm in like single digits? I don't know that it would be enough in that, but it's a really nice augmentative blanket to, like, say, a sleeping bag in your rooftop tent or your ground tent. It's a really nice thing that you can use in a number of situations, and that's going to kind of bring us to these last few features that I want to show you, which are on all the corners of this thing. There are little loops. You can actually stake this thing down. So like when I go to Mouth of the Huron up in Michigan and we're on the beach and stuff, this thing is made of material that is stain resistant, that is water resistant. So it's not going to pick up any stains. It's not going to pick up water. You can put your dogs on this. You can use this on the beach. You can use it, you know, sitting in the leaves in the woods. It's meant to be used camping. It's meant to be taken out and abused. It's machine washable also, which is really nice. So if you do get it dirty, you can just take it home and you throw it in the washing machine and put it back in the stuff sack and throw it back in your drawers and you're good to go on your next trip. But the fact that they've packed all these features into it, that it's made of 100% recyclable stuff, that it's as warm as it is, as light as it is, but as big as it is, makes it a really good fit for overlanders and campers. So again, just wanted to share this Rumpl with you. So that's going to do it for the Rumpl blanket. Again, I hope that was helpful for you. If it was, click that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do a couple videos every week, podcast every week. So there's tons of content about overlanding and camping and things like that here on this channel for you. Also below this video is a join button, which is just a passive way to support the channel, but it also gets you early access to the videos, to the podcast, and a couple other perks. Then there's a link to my Patreon page where we've got a 24/7 Discord. We all kind of chat about our rigs and our gear and that sort of thing. We do a once-a-month Zoom call, and we're doing 1 or 2 trips a year now just to kind of get together in person, sit around a fire, drink a beer, and hang out. So if that sounds good, check that out. There's also a link to my website down there where I've got funny camping, overlanding themed patches and stickers. So if you're looking for a patch for your headliner or stickers for your windows or your fridge or whatever, check those out. And then last but not least, there is the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. Now this is a totally free group to join. Tons of awesome members, over 20,000 at the time I'm recording this, and there's no bullying or anything like that. So if you're kind of tired of the big groups, or if you want to go someplace where it's more positive and where you can ask questions and learn, that may be a good place for you, and we'd love to have you. But again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.